It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show, presented by Kia.
The NBA season is in high gear, and we are so glad to have you here with us on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. Our featured matchup tonight in Chicago, where the Bulls will be going up against the Washington Wizards. Well, for Washington, there are some echoes of their finish last season and what we're seeing this year. They're ninth in the East, very close to where they wound up a season ago. And guys, we'll see Fred Hoiberg at the helm in this one. He was brought into Chicago to revamp their offense. How do you see the Bulls continuing to evolve with him as the coach?
Well, you know, their early offense has changed. They get the ball up quicker. They shoot the ball earlier in the shot clock, and they're much more aggressive on the offensive end. Defensively, I don't know if they're better than they were last year under Hoiberg, but they're definitely offensively, and he encourages them to play, Shaq, with a high tempo and get up and down the court.
Yeah, Kenny, but shot selection is their weakness right now. You know, that's one thing they got to improve, you know, especially if they continue to run his system.
That'll wrap it up. Let's go courtside. Thanks for joining us.
I'm riding around on my car's low.
It's that time of the year. Happy holidays, everyone, from 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some mid-season NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. We'll be catching up in a bit from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. We are in the Windy City, Chicago, United Center to be exact, home of the Bulls. And, of course, Laverne need to find a way to overcome what he brought to this team.
And his fans, teammates, there are a lot of people that I'm sure are sad to see him go, given all that he's brought to the table. But I like what the trade does for them. I bet it helps them right off the bat, not to mention in the long term.
And as we look forward to the playoffs, they call it the second season. Doris, what do you look for in a playoff team to reach that level of success?
I think what you see over the course of an 82-game regular season schedule is you see teams build their habits. And most of those habits start on the defensive end of the floor. If you look traditionally at NBA champions, you can go back a long time and find that the best teams and the ones that have won championships have been consistently in the top third from all of the defensive metrics. So that's, you know, habits, defense, and then in today's NBA stars, you've got to have, I think, at least 2 and sometimes 3, depending on how big your stars are.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. Wall and Beal, the incredible backcourt tandem. Morris pairs with Gortat down low, and it's Porter in at the small forward position. Holiday against Beal. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
Yeah, that's nice work in there on the inside. Lopez not having any issues converting that time.
Chicago on defense. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
And you don't have to go too deep into the box score to figure out why they lost that one. They just had an inability on that day to make shots.
Every offensive system is designed to create good looks. But if guys are distracted or freelancing, high percentage opportunities are tough to come by.
Here's Mirotic after the basket by Washington. Lopez a screen. Dunn kicks to Holiday. Fires from 14, and it's off the back rim. No good. Porter dishes to Wall. Porter against Levine, and it's sent back by Lopez.
You know, it's blocks like that which make Lopez such a factor in the paint.
Lets it go from deep. Washington with the rebound. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And no matter how well you defend, when you shoot that poorly, it's going to be a very difficult challenge for you to get a win.
Yeah, I thought too many hard shots. I don't know whether it was a question of strategy or if guys were just unwilling to work for something better. Woo, you talk about threading the eye of the needle. He has an uncanny feel for this game.
Outside, Wall. Knocked away. Lopez with the steal. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Levine wide open. Buries the jumper to finish the break. Levine's got his first basket. Here is Wall. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
You know, his rebounding was extremely impressive, too. I mean, he snagged some huge boards out there.
Now here's Wall. Morris a screen. Wall passes to Morris. But they recover it. Second shot opportunity. The layup off target.
Stellar defense to alter that shot. You could tell his release was a tad awkward.
Here's Holiday. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for two. It's going to go on Otto Porter Jr.
You know, when the Wizards last season went small, I thought they struggled on the boards. They went from a team that was top 4 in rebounding to bottom 6. They simply have got to do a better job on the glass.
The Bulls shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
And the Wizards with Markieff Morris at the 4 and Gortat at center. You like that front line?
Kevin, I certainly think there's some talent there, and that's certainly a gifted offensive front court. It comes down to rebounding and rim protection. Can they get the job done there?
Both free throws good from Holiday. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And Wall slams it home.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
It couldn't have come at a better time. With the score being as close as it is, he had to make that play.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. And again, no good by Chicago. Here's Beal. And off the front iron, and in it goes.
I like the commitment from Bradley Beal to take it inside and attack the defender.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. It's tipped. Here's Wall. He's given them a healthy dose of offense each and every night with an average of 20 points a game.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
There's the screen. Pass to Holiday. 5 to shoot. And the shot falls short this time.
And, you know, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
Yeah, he's reliable on defense. Doesn't allow a shooter any separation to get comfortable.
Dunn kicks to Mirotic. Pass to Dunn. Lopez a screen. Out to the wing. Outside Holiday. Up and in. It's good. First basket of the game for him. 1 for 4 shooting.
Really good job of creating just enough space to let that one fly.
The Wizards with the lead. Let's send it out to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Fred Hoiberg. Dave?
Well, Kevin, the crucial aspect in his mind is making things tough for them inside. He said they're a physical team, and they bring a lot of intensity. If we don't respond when they push us, we'll just get bullied all game. We're going to get down in the paint tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks, David. Now, here's Dunn, following the miss by John Wall. Outside, Levine. From 15 feet away, Gortat with the rebound.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Porter, no luck. Chicago has gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Mirotic's shot is off.
What a great opportunity. Nice open look. You'll take those anytime you can get an uncontested shot.
Here's Porter. And again, Washington, no good.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track. And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
It's Wall.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
That's a beautiful jam.
This seems to be the new breed of point guards who can play above the rim. Wall finishing with style.
Well, for Markieff Morris, he feels like he has found a home here in Washington. As soon as he was traded to the team, he felt welcomed and enjoys, Doris, the close-knit relationship the team has within its roster.
And you know what, Kevin, for Morris, that's a big deal to him. He is at his best when he's comfortable with the situation he's in. And if he feels welcomed, he'll focus on his play, and that is when he's at his best. And listen, he might become a fan favorite with the way he will gush on about this Wizards organization.
And a look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far.
Well, you have to think that he is going to look to go to the rim a little more often going forward because the three ball just hasn't been there. Sometimes it seems he's not getting his feet set or rushing his shooting motion, but either way, it just ain't falling.
Bulls trail by 3. Holiday dishes to Lopez. Holiday, the pass to Mirotic. The 3. Gortat with the rebound. Gortat's got 5 rebounds tonight.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Porter, no luck.
Not a quarter to remember as far as his offense is concerned.
You know, it feels like he's forcing things, getting a little frustrated by not letting the game come to him.
Now Beal, after Zach LaVine missed from long range. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
So Chicago ends up going with a new group. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Mahimi's checked in for Gortat. Satoransky comes in for Porter. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Beal. And it's Frazier in for John Wall.
Well, just watch Markieff Morris play, and you can see why he's such a threat in the front court. He's got the size and speed to guard either the 3 or the 4, and that gives you options as a coach defensively. Very smooth, easy jump shot. This is a really talented big.
So it's Washington now. They lead by 4. Morris a screen. And Satoransky kicks to Morris. Satoransky the pass to Frazier. Out of bounds. Wizards ball as Washington keeps possession. Mike Scott's checked in for Markieff Morris. Shot clock at 3. And Satoransky kicks to Mahimi. An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Morrow. He's guarded by Meeks. Payne with it. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. And Morris isn't shy about letting it fly from deep. Not the most consistent shooter from range, but of course he'll make you pay if you leave him alone, and he'll certainly keep you honest defensively.
Well, I think, Kevin, when Morris plays and moves, it just looks like he is a shooting guard with the fluidity of motion. You almost forget that he's a legit 6'10" because of the ease he has putting the ball on the deck to create a shot. There are not a lot of players his size as comfortable doing the moves he does to get open and find looks.
We've seen the role of positions change so much, Doris. Do you think traditional centers are something that is falling now out of favor?
I mean, you think about traditional low post, back to the basket centers, and I'll go back as far as George Mikan, Bill Russell. Now you transition to Patrick Ewing, Hakeem Olajuwon, guys who played with their back to the basket. That certainly seems to be increasingly a rarity. You do have them. DeMarcus Cousins is a guy who can do that, but you can also have a guy who faces up to 25, 30 feet at times. So I think what we're seeing is an evolution to big men who are skilled. And I wonder, Kevin, from your perspective, how much do the Kevin Garnett's and Dirk Nowitzki's, who at power forward spot, sort of change the way the big man overall was looked at?
Well, those two players in particular, I thought, had great mentors. They had guys like the Kevin McHale's, people that would take them and work with them on those types of things. The big man shooting outside, to me, becomes just extraordinary. And I think these European kids have kind of led the way in that move for the big to stretch and shoot. And your mouth is agape just watching what they're doing.
Yeah, and I've had basketball coaches tell me at every level of the game, college basketball and the NBA, that there's nothing more valuable in the sport than a big man who can be a three-tool player. Dribble, pass, and shoot.
Chicago with the ball after the basket by Washington. Payne dishes to Morrow. Offline with his three.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
And it's Mahimi finishing it off.
And it really starting to look like they're going to have one of those days where nothing goes wrong.
Well, they seized total control of the pace practically from the opening tip, and they haven't relinquished it to this point.
Here's Felicio after the basket by Washington. The pass to Portis. There's a screen. It's stolen by Mahimi. Oh, and a fast break for the Wizards.
And there are more points tacked on here to the early lead.
And they're doing it by working the ball inside and getting those high-quality looks in the paint. That's been their recipe.
Chicago calls timeout. One thing the Bulls have to deal with that is unique to their franchise, Greg, is a extremely high expectation factor from their fan base.
And when you have a rich franchise history like the Bulls, it's a double-edged sword. Fans can always look back at the great years in the 90s, but they'll always long for a return to those days, and sometimes the expectations can be too much.
And they're on the 2K leaderboard of the teams that have been tormenting opponents defensively this month. The Wizards 5th.
You know, they're pressuring the ball more, challenging every single shot. Their defense has been playing at a really high level.
Here's Portis. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Meeks passes to Satoransky. A baseline J. Meeks can't hit.
Might have overthought that. Not sure how he missed that one, guys.
Payne kicks to Portis. And two free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And really, you got to commend the Bulls for the success they've had in the draft. You look at that roster, you see a ton of big minute players who were drafted by the Bulls. They've done a great job of finding players to fill roles within that team.
Free throw good, Portis. And with the Bulls and their draft success, a lot of it has come with picks, Greg, later on in the draft.
Yeah, the last lottery pick the Bulls had was Derrick Rose. Not a bad one there.
Yes.
But since then, they've drafted or made trades on draft day to find a ton of rotation players. Give a lot of credit to their scouting department for their continued success.
He hits both from the stripe. And the Wizards looking to build a new practice facility south of the Verizon Center on the grounds of the former St. Elizabeth's Hospital. Doors expected to be completed in 2018.
And Kevin, this is a project that will include housing and retail space, a 5,000-seat arena for the women's basketball team. Nice to see some development in a neighborhood, Ward 8, that could use the extra tax dollars.
And so here is Chicago after the basket by Washington. Valentine kicks to Felicio. Shot clock at 5. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. The three from Morrow. That shot is off. And the Wizards now going the other way. Victory eluded them last time in Chicago when they faced the Bulls.
Yeah, I had the chills watching that. It really was a nightmare defensively for them when you go into that building and get punished by some very hot shooting.
You know, I like a defense to play physical, particularly when hot shooters are trying to be cooled off. They never got physical.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Here's Satoransky taking a look at his numbers. He averages about 7 points a game. And the basket by Morrow. Morrow's got his first bucket of the night.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
Yeah, flawless fast break. Didn't slow down until the ball hit the bottom of the bucket.
Over to the left wing. Now, here's Mahimi. He's guarded closely. Pass to Satoransky. Wizards need to get a shot off here. Frazier. Rebound by the Bulls. In transition, here come the Bulls. Here's Payne. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Bulls have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one. And the first one drops. Second free throw, no good. Washington leading now by 9. Here's Meeks. Felicio with the rebound.
Ooh, he was open there, guys. I'm sure he's kicking himself that he didn't capitalize.
Morrow kicks to Portis. Valentine wide open. He fires. They get the rebound. Yep, it counts. Portis has got 6.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
I mean, easily prevented points if they just attacked the boards the way they should have.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Washington out in front. They lead by 7 and will return shortly. And John Wall spoke prior to the game. He talked about the identity of the Wizards team.
Defensively, just being that gritty and grimy team that makes it tough for teams to score in the paint. I think we can be a very great team.
The Wizards not exactly the first team that you think of when it comes to gritty and grimy team defense, but maybe he's really got a point here on how tough the Washington defense can be.
And you don't get there without the defense. I'm especially impressed that Wall has that mindset.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Wizards? Defense paying huge dividends for them through the first.
You know, this is a savvy group. They know when to body up and play physical and when to back off.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Taking a look at the Bulls. Here it's Edge at the power forward with Lopez in the middle. Then it's Zach LaVine. Then there's Dunn. And it's Holiday in at the shooting guard.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And going back to when you were growing up, Doris, which players did you admire and look up to?
Magic Johnson. I was a point guard. I obviously didn't have Magic's size, but I loved how much Magic wanted to make the people around him feel great about playing the game. And just with a smile on his face, you know, we all love and are passionate about the NBA and playing the game of basketball. And so he was a guy I really loved.
Well, no one enjoys the game more than you. I'm just being around you, watching you broadcast. I know you love it. At all levels, you love the game.
Love. If they're tipping it up, Kevin, I'd like to be there.
You're watching, that's right. Mirotic, the screen. Now the feed to Holiday. Kicks to Dunn. Puts up a 3. Washington with the rebound. Gortat's got 8 rebounds in this game.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
All with it. Now defended by LaVine. LaVine against Wall. The drive by Beal.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
There it goes. It's in, and the Wizards' lead is cut down now to just 6, and the basket from Dunn.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
There's a screen by Gortat. Beal dishes to Morris. Back to Beal. 9 feet out. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. And the Wizards lead by 8.
Good defense, better offense. Beal is unfazed.
Now, here's Dunn, covered by Wall. It's not going to go for him. Great D that time from Beal. He feeds it to Wall. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. There's a screen by Gortat. Stolen by Levine. There's the dish to Mirotic. Good work defensively by Morris. Washington leading now by 8. Wall passes to Porter. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Back to Wall. And the 3 off target. Chicago has gone 1 or 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Mirotic has a wide open look. And again, no good by Chicago.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Wall's shot is good.
Listen, this guy's got the green light at any time, but Beal with the nice look to set up the open shot.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
You know, we've seen last few seasons Bradley Beal take a big jump as a player, and it's not only his ability to knock down threes, that he's always been able to do. It's his overall offensive and defensive game where he's more complete.
And for Beal, who continues to improve, he knows that in order to be a game changer, Doris, on the floor, he has to be deadly wherever he is with the ball.
You know, I think, Kevin, there is no doubt that Beal can take his game to another level this season. He's done much better moving without the ball to get easy looks and create space, and he is much more engaged in the little things that you need to be an elite shooting guard.
Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for Washington.
And they love to spread the floor with shooting. A lot of 3-point attempts, and that's been the league-wide direction, and this group has been no exception.
Washington on D. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Lopez kicks to Levine, and it's sent back by Morris.
Well, the tools, the instincts to do this on a more regular basis are certainly there for Markieff Morris. He gets every bit of that one.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
You know, and I'm not seeing any urgency out of this defense, especially considering the deficit in the score.
All with it, now guarded by Dunn. Wall dishes to Morris. Feeds to Porter. He kicks it to Beal. 6 to shoot. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Bulls trail by 11. And Levine, here we go. Morris with the block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris. Washington on D.
Ooh, his shot is way off. Someone else is going to have to step up scoring-wise if they're going to be competitive.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, it was controversial in Chicago, but the Bulls hired Fred Hoiberg to replace Tom Thibodeau. Hoiberg played for a decade in the NBA, and at Iowa State, he was the fastest coach in school history to reach 100 wins. In Chicago, guys, it seems he's loosened the reins a bit, giving the players a little more leeway to shoot with confidence and air it out offensively.
The players have responded. Thanks, David. Wizards leading by 11. To the paint, Gortat. Lopez with the block. And so it looks like the Wizards will retain possession here. Morris passes to Wall. Morris against Mirotic, and there's the foul. It'll go on Nikola Mirotic. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
On defense, Chicago. 11-point game. And here's Morris for three. The rebound by Holiday.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Dunn misses.
Yeah, his shot's been out of sync, and it really has held them back tonight.
Outside, Beal. And it's Wall at the elbow. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Lopez has got his 8th rebound here tonight. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
That's a tough take. Levine calm in the face of pressure.
Wizards leading by 9. And Wall kicks to Morris. He dishes it to Gortat. Beal with a screen for Gortat. Outside Beal. And stolen by Mirotic. All going up court. And done with the slam.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
Latrey. Mirotic's shot is off.
No question he's having a bad quarter, so somebody else needs to take charge of the scoring if they're going to cut into this deficit.
And Morris throws it down.
Well, this is what you like to see from Morris, being aggressive. Hammer it down with authority, big man.
Bulls trail by 9. And the Wizards looking to play a more spread out system, spacing the floor with shooters.
As you know, though, Kevin, it's not just about shooting. To play that style, you need players who can shoot the three and attack closeouts off the bounce to create for themselves or teammates. That's where some of their players need to grow.
Well, for Bradley Beal, he's just an incredible three-point shooter, and Doris always has been since he came into the league out of Florida after growing up in the St. Louis area.
Well, think about this, Kevin. Beal has never averaged less than 4 three-point attempts a game in his career. This is one of the most consistent three-point threats in the NBA, and his shot is effortless. With how well this guy shoots, you almost wish he could shoot more often and see how far he can take his game.
Well, Doris, in your playing days of Providence, you were known as a hard-nosed player, extremely competitive, fearlessly going down the lane. Do you think that's something a player can learn, or is it something that you're born with? It's within you, so to speak.
You know, I think you can be successful without necessarily having a tremendous competitive drive. I do think you want to have a certain level of pride, but toughness and competitive spirit, I think, you know, there's a wide variation from player to player.
Here's Payne, and count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Wizards making a switch here. Satoransky's checked in. Bulls shooting their 7th free throw attempt here. That's good from Payne. Here is Frazier. Dishes it to Scott. Down low and stolen by Valentine. And here we go. The Bulls fast break. There it goes. It's in, and the Wizards lead is cut down to 6 and the bucket from Felicio.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Frazier outside. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And finished off by Scott.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Payne dishes to Morrow. Bulls moving the ball around. And a miss there on the triple.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Bulls trail by 8. And there's the foul. It's on Tim Frazier. That's his first foul. On defense, Washington. They've led by as many as 14 points. Portis, a second chance effort. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. And the first one at the line is good. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
They've hit every one of their free throws here in the second quarter. Very important when you're trailing.
Frazier kicks to Scott. To the paint. Wants to get it to Meeks, and does. Scott, good. Scott's got 5 points now in the quarter.
With this lead, they're playing confidently, showing a quick trigger from beyond.
Portis kicks to Valentine. Morrow, that's a 2-pointer. And again, Chicago, no good. Wizards leading by 9. Pass to Satoransky. Stolen.
Foul number 2, and with so much time left in the second, he really needs to guard against picking up a third.
Chicago has gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%, but they've continued to let them fly. Bulls have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well. That one is off. He hits the second from the line. Wizards leading by 8. Now here's Frazier. Mahimi a screen. Frazier the pass to Mahimi. Here's Scott. And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession. Let's check out the leaders in field goal percentage as a team. Number 1, the Bulls.
Are just tremendously disciplined offensively, always looking for the best possible shot. That's how they've gotten that field goal percentage to skyrocket.
They set the screen. Payne kicks to Felicio. That's tipped, and that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. You look at Chicago. They're holding on to second spot in the conference. A great season for them so far. And, of course, Washington, 6 games out.
And, you know, for the Bulls, every NBA season, there's always going to be some big surprises in store. And I think this season, they'd have to be considered one of the biggest of them all.
Oh, no question. And we're deep enough into the season to know, hey, this hasn't happened by accident. They are genuine contenders here.
Offensive rebound. Pass to Valentine. Here's Felicio over Mahimi. There it goes. It's in, and the Wizards' lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Felicio. Frazier outside. And the pass to Meeks. No good that time. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. It's off to Charlotte for him after this game as they take on the Hornets. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for him. And the rejection by Mahinmi. Meeks can't hit.
This has been one of those nights where he's really struggled. And the team hasn't, but he has.
Portis, the pass to Payne. Out to the wing. 5 to shoot. Lets the 3 fly. Satoransky grabs the miss. Satoransky's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Here's Meeks. It's good. And the Wizards lead by 8. And Chicago shooting a pretty sorry 29% from the floor here. Out to Payne. They set the pick. Here's Morrow. And again, Chicago. No good. Wizards leading by 8. Frazier kicks to Meeks. Shoots a fader. The kick out to Frazier. And it's Chicago with the rebound. There's a minute left in the second quarter. Passes it to Payne. Shoots a 3. Satoransky grabs the miss. Satoransky's got his 4th rebound in this one. Scott dishes to Meeks. Nice ball movement by Washington. Frazier the pass to Satoransky. Back to Frazier. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Frazier's got his 2nd bucket of the night. Bulls trail by 10.
A chance here to go 2 for 1.
That has to be their mindset. Get as quick a shot as possible.
Payne kicks to Felicio. Knocked loose. Back to Payne. From deep. And so that's the end of the first half. Wizards lead by 10. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Bradley, a strong first half for you and the team. It looked like you guys really were ready to play. Was that something Coach emphasized?
Yeah, most definitely. We wanted to hit them first. We weren't going to check any temperatures, as he said, so we were not going to just let guys do what they want to do. We're going to come out and be the aggressor, and we did that.
Obviously have to maintain that in the second half. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. You gotta love the John Wall we saw in the first. He had 11 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound. And taking a look at the Wizards, Shaq, what'd you think?
Well, what's really shifted the game in their favor has been their rebounding. They got a good edge on the board, and that's a product of their hard work. All 5 guys been battling, putting everything they have to fight on the glass. That needs to remain the focus for 2 more quarters if they want to hang on to their lead.
And Kenny, let's get your input on the Bulls.
It looked like they were shooting threes blindfolded. Sometimes you could get cold, but that was atrocious. It was scary. But they also looked scattered out there, and I think that disorganization was the main issue for them missing those shots. They need to establish themselves better into a better rhythm in the second half and avoid relying so heavily on the three-point shot.
That's it for now, as the second half is just about ready to go. We, and I mean the 3 of us, will be right here after the final buzzer.
Welcome back to the hustle and bustle of Chicago, a time-lapse view of all the traffic heading toward downtown. And the third quarter about ready to get underway. Look at John Wall. What a contribution so far.
You know, and as effective as he was at slashing to the hoop in that first half, even better at finishing once he got there.
You know, he's so explosive. That little cut he makes, and then it's life above the rim.
Washington leading now by 10. Second half is underway, and here's who Scott Brooks has got on the floor. Porter and Morris, the duo at forward. Wall and Beal, the incredible backcourt tandem. And it's Gortat in at the center position. Beal can't get it to go. Well, the Bulls shooting a terrible 27% from the floor. Boy, an off night for them, to say the least.
You know, early in his career, Robin Lopez was a backup center, but he has grown into a quality starter. You're talking about an elite rim protector. Though he's not the quickest big man in the game, he uses his size exceptionally well.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. We'll take a look here at the shot chart.
And looking at this shot chart, you can't help but feel that this entire team has played passively on offense. There has been little to nothing going on at the rim or in the paint for that matter. And when you don't attack the defense and put pressure on them down low, you are making life far too easy. And that one falls for Beal. And for Robin Lopez, you hear it time and again. Counting numbers, points, rebounds, what have you. Doris, don't do justice to his impact on a game.
I'm going to give you an example, Kevin, right? Here's his rebounding numbers. They're not going to knock your socks off, but his teams always rebound much better when he's on the floor. And the reason? He's tremendously disciplined boxing out. He doesn't always get the board, but he makes certain that his man doesn't get it either, and that's as important.
Here's Dunn. To the inside, 11 feet away. Gortat with the defensive effort.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Morris a screen. Wall dishes to Morris. And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That's his first foul. And so it looks like the Wizards will retain possession here.
And let's take a quick look now at some stats for Morris. His last 10 games have been exceptional. He's putting up about 16 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he's been a rock in the middle for them over that stretch of games. Dominating the glass is his trademark.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And one reason why Otto Porter saw a huge increase in his role is that, Doris, he was able to develop a three-point shot that had teams, giving him a lot of respect, and then they had to adjust to. He was always strong going to the rim, but now defenses had to follow him out to that three-point line.
Well, as you know, Kevin, having a consistent 3 is such a big deal now for perimeter players. Porter at 6'8" has a smooth release and no problem shooting over the arms of smaller defenders who might rotate to him. And he's developed a nice little pull-up shot. If teams ever overextend, he can just step back and knock down a 2.
He hits both from the stripe.
I think the thing I like best about Otto Porter, his versatility and long arms, because it allows him to impact the game in so many ways.
Here's the 3. Dunn misses.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
No one near Wall as he lets it go. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Wall's got 13 points. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Dunn kicks to Lopez. Inside, the kick out to Holiday. 6 on the shot clock. It's deflected.
Well, with that 7'1" wingspan for Otto Porter, he can provide some shot blocking.
A nice shot by Wall.
You know, he's been so accurate from the floor tonight, really helping them stay ahead.
Holiday, the pass to Dunn. Kicks it to Mirotic. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Will it go? Bangs home the trifecta. 10 points for Chris Dunn.
Yeah, perfect release that time. I mean, I thought it might get blocked, but no.
You know, that is a tough matchup for him. The size difference is drastic, but he was able to get enough air under it to get the 3 to fall.
Shot on the wing, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
2 shots, gentlemen.
Just the threat of that shot, enough to get him airborne.
2.
Nice fake by Beal.
This is his third trip to the free throw line.
And the free throw line was a problem spot for him in their last game. Really struggled up there.
No good on that one. And the second free throw, good.
I really believe this is one of the top up-and-coming two guards in the NBA, Bradley Beal.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
Get off the court, Bulls!
Clearly, he's not pleased with all the looks they've given up on the inside, and also to get them to tighten up that defense.
Tighten up and toughen up in the lane. Establish better position, maybe even take some charges.
A moment to check out Robin Lopez here. Tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. 8th in rebounding, 17th in blocks. And with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, you put the ball in his hands and he converts at a remarkable rate.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played.
And once again, Dunn showing off his all-around game. Not just an incredible shooter, but an unreal finisher on the drive as well.
Outside, Wall. There's a screen by Gortat. Wall dishes to Beal. Morris kicks to Beal. Shot clock at 5, and there's the feed to Porter. Near the three-point line, it's Morris. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Bulls trail by 14. Now Dunn. He's got 12. He feeds it to Lopez. The dish to Levine. He kicks it to Mirotic. Lopez outside. And Levine, here we go. No good from 11 feet.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
And Gortat with the stuff.
Marcin Gortat would not be denied.
There are a lot of great things that Gortat does on the floor, Doris, but you feel that he doesn't sometimes get enough credit for his rebounding.
Well, I think you'd probably concur with that, Kevin, because year after year, Gortat is near the top of the league in rebounding. This guy's one of the best at tipping the ball to himself to secure the rebound. And not only does he get a lot, Kevin, but he does it in limited amounts of time. There are a lot of guys getting a lot more minutes at that position. You know, working hard on the offensive glass, and it pays off. You love to see that kind of tenacity on the boards.
And here's Wall. He's got 15. Left side, Beal. Off the pick. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Beal's got 5 points now this quarter.
You know, whenever Beal gets a little breathing room, he just knows how to make the defense pay.
Mirotic the screen. Feeds to Holiday. On the wing, Levine launches it. Again, Levine missing. Wizards leading by 17. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And for a long time, the knock on Wall was that his outside shot, or lack of one, prevented him from being truly unguardable by defenses. But Dorsey went out and has put in a lot of work to improve his shot from distance.
Well, think about this, Kevin. Wall took more threes and shot a higher percentage than in any other year of his career last year. And he knows that the league is turning to be a three-point shot-focused league, and the value of a point guard that can make those kinds of shots with regularity. And if he ever gets that three-point percentage close to 40% or higher, he will be a terrifying matchup at the guard spot.
Valentine's checked in for Chicago. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. Bulls trail by 17. Finished off the break. Valentine's got his first basket of the night.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
Yeah, flawless fast break. Didn't slow down until the ball hit the bottom of the bucket.
Mirotic against Morris. Outside, Beal. He dishes it to Porter, and the layup's good off the glass. Porter's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, when Porter gets that kind of room to operate inside, he's extremely dangerous.
And that one's good by Lopez.
Boy, did an excellent job to hit the moving target with the lead pass. That was simply perfectly placed.
Wizards leading by 15. All with it. 15 points in the game. Dishes to Porter. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Porter's got 8.
The length and athleticism of Otto Porter, able to weather the contact, still get it in over the top.
Here's Dunn. Down goes basket number 6 for him this game. He's taken 12 shots and made half of them.
Boy, working as hard as he can on the offensive end, and he's willing points for this team.
Morris a screen. Outside, Wall. Morris outside. Here's Gortat. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. 9 points in the game so far.
Well, he's a big-time load inside. Gortat able to convert with the defense closing hard on him.
To the paint. Here's Mirotic, and Mirotic throws it down.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
And you can blame it on a terrible defensive breakdown, one that could possibly swing the momentum here.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Gortat. Some changes for Chicago. Portis comes in for Robin Lopez. And it's Payne in for Dunn. Mahimi's checked in for Washington. Scott comes in for Morris. Bulls trail by 15. Payne kicks to Mirotic. But he recovers it. There's the foul. It's on Mahimi. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
So for the Bulls, Felicio's checked in, and Anthony Morrow's subbed in for Zach LaVine. And then for Washington, Satoransky's checked in for Otto Porter Jr. Jody Meeks comes in for Beal, and it's Frazier in for John Wall. Inside, well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Felicio's got 8.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Frazier right side. Here's Meeks. No good on that one, so the Bulls will take it the other way. Here's Valentine. Payne gets a wide open look. Drills the three-pointer. He's got 8. Washington leading now by 10. Frazier outside. The kick out to Scott. Launches it. Rebound by the Bulls. Felicio's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Now here's Valentine. Defense is right there. Now here's Payne. 8 points for him. And it's blocked by Scott. Pass to Satoransky. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
And how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Here's Felicio. Six on the shot clock. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
You know, that's the kind of shot they'll take all day long.
Washington leading now by 10. There's the screen. Here's Satoransky. Emahimi has it in the corner. Swiped it away. Here's Felicio to the paint. Here's Valentine. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. For Washington, they've gone 8 of 13 on shot attempts to begin the second half. Here's Satoransky. Outside, Scott. Now, here's Meeks. Not a lot of room. Count that one. Meeks got 6 points. Now Payne. 8 points for him. Pass to Felicio. 1:53 left in the third quarter of the game. Morrow, no good. Wizards leading by 12. Frazier kicks to Mahimi. Here's Payne. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Payne's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Chicago. 1:27 left to play in the third. There's a good screen. Frazier with it. Now guarded by Payne. Right side, Scott. Meeks outside. It's rebounded by Portis.
It's ironic. As he continues to search for his rhythm, they continue to stay in the lead.
There's 57 seconds left to play here in the third. Valentine passes to Felicio. Rebound by the Wizards. Satoransky's got 5 rebounds tonight. Meeks dishes to Scott. And then Scott slams it in.
Sublime stuff. Guys, absolutely sublime.
Agreed. He's going to start putting on a show now. That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. Payne kicks to Felicio. Count it. Felicio's got 6 in the quarter.
You know, those points courtesy of an excellent entry pass into the post.
Wizards leading by 9. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Mahimi a screen. Now the pass to Satoransky.
I'd like to see him use a little clock here.
I'd like to see them use the whole clock. Make sure this is the final possession of the quarter.
Here's Morrow. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Payne kicks to Felicio. 1 second left. It could go. No good there. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Washington out in front, up 9. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. Moments ago from the huddle, let's listen in on head coach Fred Hoiberg.
Keep fighting, fellas. All right, 1 possession at a time. All right, how are we going to do it? Take care of the ball. Make sure we're getting back in transition. A lot of game left. All right, we'll get it going here. We'll get it going.
Fred Hoiberg encouraging his players to live in the moment. Don't worry about the score right now. Just keep plowing ahead.
Great point. You can't undo what's already been done. Just deal with what you can control, which is the next possession.
And the final period of play just about to start. Bulls trail by 9. Mirotic at the power forward with Lopez in the middle. Then there's Dunn. Then it's Zach LaVine. And it's Holiday in at the 2 spot. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. Gortat with the steal.
Yeah, they've gotten careless, Kevin, no doubt about it, with their turnovers in the second half.
Well, this guy can thrive in transition. Otto Porter with good burst and a live body.
To the paint. Here's Levine. Here's Mirotic. And it's sent back by Morris. Outside, Wall. Morris a screen. And Wall kicks to Morris. Off target with his 3. Now the Bulls with it. They trail by 11. Here's Holiday. That's tipped. And here they come. And here we go. Outside for Beal. And it's off from 3-point range. Bulls have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. The shot by Holiday, no good. Wizards leading by 11. Here's Wall, and Wall with the slam.
That is what we mean by the fast twitch athlete. John Wall explodes to the rack.
And Chicago has possession. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Well, you take a look at Chris Dunn out of Providence. It's easy to see what talent evaluators see in this young man.
6'4", long arms, strength, blinding quickness. He is an NBA athlete and then some. In a draft year that was light on point guards, you knew he'd be one of the first to hear his name called.
And the first one at the line is good.
And Dunn does a little bit of everything out there. Scores the ball, distributes it well, and also pounds the glass aggressively.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
And for Chris Dunn, you know, everyone told him to enter the draft after 3 years at Providence. His father, his coach, he could have been a first-round pick back in 15. Instead, he decided to stay one more season, earn his diploma, and I'd have to say it's worked out pretty well for him.
Boy, that is a rugged finish from Beal. Absorbs the hit, guides it in. Nice.
And Dunn, undergoing 2 shoulder surgeries in college, took a medical red shirt for his sophomore season.
Yeah, and that was on his right shoulder, his shooting shoulder. You wonder if he can get even better shooting the ball with time.
And that one falls for Beal.
Really getting after the defense since the break. He's so hard to keep off the line when he pushes the action.
And here is Dunn. Lopez right side. Sinks the 15-footer.
Lopez looking right at home with the catch and shoot.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. All with it. Passes to Gortat. Porter dishes the Wall. And he goes right over Mirotic and slams it down.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
And sometimes when you want something done, you got to do it yourself. That dunk's the shot in the arm they need to really cut into that lead.
Well, Greg, it certainly got everybody on their bench up and off their seats and cheering.
Throwing it down that emphatically energizes the whole team, and that can be a huge shift in momentum.
Just 5 on the clock. And Gortat kicks to Morris. Drains it from beyond the arc.
And they're scoring much more efficiently here in the second half, and they've gotten that field goal percentage above 50.
There's the feed to Lopez. Levine against Porter. Levine passes to Lopez. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Lopez has got 4 points in the quarter. Wizards leading by 14. Outside, Wall. Here's Beal. He's off on that one. Good D by Holiday. Bulls have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter.
And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
Yeah, his production has been unbelievable. Really a testament to how much he cares about his craft.
And here's Morris for 3. And again, Washington with the triple.
Well, Markieff Morris likes to get his points without having to put the ball on the deck.
Left side, Levine. All alone. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Levine against Porter. And Beal kicks to Wall. Morris with the screen for Wall. 6 to shoot. Morris a screen. Wall dishes to Morris. Another shot. Rebound by the Bulls.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Here's Dunn. Wall with some nice defense. Wizards leading by 17. And Beal kicks to Porter. And good that time. Porter's got 10 points here in the second half.
Stretching out to finish past the defender. Porter scores inside and out.
Dunn passes to Lopez. Kick out to Levine. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession.
Wizards ball.
On offense, here are the Wizards. They're on a 17-7 run. Left side, Wall. Kicks it to Beal. Excellent D there from Holiday.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
He knows it. He just got locked into scoring mode and couldn't get out of it.
Man, that's sure got to be a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in that first half.
And Wall kicks to Morris. There's the dish to Gortat. Back to Morris. And here's Wall outside. Bangs home the trifecta. Wall's got 22 points.
Well, the spot-up opportunity, right? A nice confidence booster for John Wall.
Dunn kicks to Lopez. Clock at 6. He feeds it to Holiday. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
He had a make from downtown in the first half, but no threes since then.
Morris against Mirotic, taken away by Holiday. Fast break, here comes Chicago. It's tipped. It's stolen by Morris. Now here's Wall. He kicks it to Beal. Fires the 3. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Beal's got 11 points here in just the second half. Chicago's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 three-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Feeds to Lopez. Used to be any contact at the rim, Doris, would result in a foul on the defender. But that has changed now with verticality in mind. What do you make of all this?
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I think the guy who did it best for a couple of years was Roy Hibbert when he played for Indiana, because, you know, as you are entitled vertically to the space you create as a basketball player. So, Kevin, I love the challenge at the rim. I love that they allow these long, lean defenders to go up in the air vertically and contest. I love it.
That being said, I find very few things wrong with the changes that have been made over the last 5 or 7 years. How about you?
Oh, one of the things that's my favorite about the NBA is how proactive they are in making necessary changes that improve the game and equal the playing field. I love that about the NBA.
Good analysis. And he can't get the first one. Doris, offense up around the NBA in the last couple years. Do you feel that this is a good thing for the league?
I love it. I think the fans love it. You and I love it. The pace is faster. The shooting is better. The excitement level is through the roof. This NBA, what do they say? It's fantastic.
It is, but defense wins championships. Are you still sticking with that as a mantra?
Oh, no question.
Yeah.
Championships have
right.
been defined on the defensive end.
And he's good on the second.
What a story for Markieff Morris, taken exactly 1 pick before his twin brother Marcus back in 2011.
Levine.
It's hard not to think of those amazing dunking contests when you think of Zach LaVine. 2 titles in that contest already to his name. May be the best dunker in the league and one of the best all time before it's all said and done.
Well, the one question Zach LaVine had when he entered the NBA is whether or not he could be a reliable contributor on offense. But Doris, he's put in the work to improve his efficiency a great deal in that regard.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that for LaVine is that he's worked on his jump shot to where he's now more of a threat. He upped his field goal percentage from mid-range and from deep since his rookie season. He's shown better judgment in the shots he takes. All of that goes into making him a better player.
That one misses. Always seen this league grow year in and year out, changing year to year, evolving year to year. Doris, what do you think of the 3 and D player type of player we see?
Well, I think first and foremost, obviously, the three-point shot has changed the equation in the NBA. It's hard to win without it. But I look at a guy like Klay Thompson, who, when he came into the league, said he thought his ceiling was that he'd be a 3 and D type player. I think if you have those 2 abilities, then your ceiling is much higher than you think it is. To me, Klay Thompson has got to start thinking of himself as an MVP caliber player, because I think he is that.
You think it's a mindset then?
I do indeed.
What about the big player who thinks that way too? Now that to me isn't like the Draymond Green 6'7", 6'8", 6'9" guys.
Well, how about that guy? And there's guys in college basketball that remind me of Draymond Green. And what separates Draymond is his intellect and his willingness to say, I'm not going to let my size limit my effectiveness on the NBA level. I can play because I know I can pass it. I can shoot it. My vision is terrific. I can put it on the deck. If you can be a multifaceted player, you've got a chance to succeed in the NBA.
Well, that was well said. Payne kicks to Portis. Soft touch off the glass.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Wizards leading by 23. Outside, Wall. Down low. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
And the NBA allows more fouls than college with 6, but some feel it might not be enough as it affects games too heavily. We lose some of our best players too early, some say. What is the right amount? Too much, too little? What do you think?
Well, I think they're right where they need to be perfectly frank. And if you remember in college basketball, the Big East, when Patrick Ewing was playing there, they went to 6 fouls, and I thought the level of physicality became absurd on the college level. However, it's different on the NBA. I don't think that 6th foul, it's the perfect amount for this league. I get that the fans want the stars to be on the floor. 6 fouls over a 48-minute game is absolutely perfect.
Chicago has gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the 4th quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Here's Scott, and finished off by Scott.
Now we come to expect John Wall will make the right play, creates yet another open look.
And Chicago shooting in the 4th quarter down around 31%, not playing with as much energy here lately. Now Payne. 6 to shoot. To the middle. Here's Felicio. Here's Zipser. Makes it off the glass.
Just a grinder. Always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass. And that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Washington's gone 4-7 with the long ball here in the 4th quarter. Wall with it. Working on Payne. Wall's shot is off. And Chicago shooting about 33%. Not happy with their play on that end. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Of course, we've seen more teams look to expand their offenses and stretch teams out. You can't analyze the NBA now without using the word spacing to look at a play.
Yeah, it almost makes you feel like perhaps that post play is being phased out of the game. I don't like that. To me, some of my best memories is watching Hakeem Olajuwon deliver the dream shake on the block, or Patrick Ewing, overpower somebody. What's your take? I mean, do you think this is something that is simply cyclical, Kevin, where the post play is out of it, or do you see a time where maybe it comes back in?
Well, you've talked about the influence of a Steph Curry and what his long-range shooting means for all these young kids playing on playgrounds around the world.
Right.
They're intrigued by it. They're going to work at it. They see future glory for themselves.
Correct.
I think spacing is here. I think seeing players move without the ball, cutting without the ball, enjoying the passing, enjoying the dribbling. They're bringing in parts of the game which are so eye-pleasing, so fun to watch, and I'm sure it's fun to play, too.
No question. I think, obviously, there's something so exciting to the team making the three and so demoralizing to the team that's having it done to them.
Think of how few players are the size 7-footers, 6'8", 7'2", that have that kind of size that can play that kind of game. You're talking about a very small number.
You're 100% right.
A lot of 6'2", 6'1", 6'3" kids out there,
no
boys
question.
and girls that can play that kind of game.
Well, we keep talking about Steph Curry. Draymond Green may be revolutionizing the NBA as much as Steph Curry.
Yes, good point. Lopez with the bucket.
Hats off to him for staying active inside. Lopez just creating his own offense.
Wizards leading by 19. And Beal kicks the wall. To the middle, here's Mahimi.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
Bulls shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. Lopez, no luck. The Wizards shooting 55% in the fourth. They are executing late. Here's Beal. That's short off the rim. 1:29 left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Felicio. He's covered by Beal. Felicio, the pass to Portis. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Levine. Again, Levine missing.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all. And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Wizards.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
And with this win now, we're all square, 1-1. 2 more games yet to come in what's proving to be a very competitive season series. And so many key players that you could point to tonight, but in particular, a great game for Beal.
I really thought his playmaking fueled the energy for them tonight. His teammates were confident that they'd get the ball when they were ready. And a really nice job making his guys comfortable.
Robin Lopez at the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
And that one misses.
With Robin Lopez, a career mid-70s free throw shooter, we'll take that any time from the center position.
Good on the second free throw. Here's Satoransky. Launches a 3 off on that one. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. John, coach has talked about pace and space, and he wants you guys to play faster, and it looks like you're really following that lead.
Oh, I'm in great pace, man. I kind of really got what he wants to talk about at pace. You know what I mean? He's pushing and looking to score every time, but pushing and getting post-ups early, things like that, get the defense moving so we won't have to go too many offensive sets. And I'm figured out a lot in the last 3 games. I've been having good games, and my teammates have been doing a great job.
The percentages go up when you shoot early in the clock, and you were able to do it tonight. Thanks, John. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports Postgame Show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. It is time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Bradley Beal.
He was relentless in the way he attacked tonight offensively. I love the way he constantly forced the hand of whoever was guarding him. The defender had to choose between what, letting him blow by him or then fouling him once he did blow by them. And those free throws turned into a lot of points.
Coming off a loss, the last thing they wanted was to drop back-to-back ball games. He made sure that would not happen. Love the gutsy effort he gave tonight, Ernie.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew. All 653,000 of them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
Yeah. It's a long line at the buffet, though.
Yeah.
Shout out to the T-Pose, man.
Oh,
I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.